What's going on, everyone? It's your boy Thriller here, back with another Draft League. This time we are here for the OGDL Season 2. This is a league that is run by my good friend OGL. By now, link to his channel will be in the description down below. Definitely go check out Owen. He just recently hit 3K, which is much deserved. And he's got a lot of Wi-Fi content and a lot of Draft League content coming your way. So get ready and prepared for that. But I'm going to be being honest with you guys here. I tried recording this video several times, and at times they were just too long. They were not that great, and it felt like I was doing a little too much talking. So I want to try and make this video a little bit more shorter and just try to get to the point of it. So with that being said, let's talk about this draft. So before we get into anything else, actually, real quick, hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, join the Thriller crew today because you'll be thrilling with the king of the crew. And with that being said, I'm going to go explain some of the rules here. We were allowed to draft 9 to 11 Pokemon. We had a 120 point budget. I'm pretty sure it was 115. It was one of the two. I had the eighth pick in the draft, so basically smack down in the middle of 16 coaches. So yeah, your boy got shafted. I got one thing I kind of was looking at wanting, but other than that, everything else, there were three major snipes that happened to me, which we'll talk about when we get to it. But yeah, I'm very excited for this. There's a couple of the coaches I haven't faced before. There's some I might be able to get to face I haven't faced before, and it's gonna be a good time. I'm here to have a little bit of fun, but also try to win. After we got really screwed out last season by missing playoffs by two differential, after we fought back for our spot. We also again any mon can Terra for exception of a few that can be Terra banned. It's open, it's free Terra, but with Terra preview, so our opponents will know what Terra types our Terramon will be going into the matchup. So, real quick, my first pick. I was kind of debating on a couple of things. I was low key thinking Latios, but Latios actually got picked up right before me. But Latios was not the main centerfold Pokemon I wanted to grab. The Pokemon I ended up grabbing was DEO-SPEED 51 because of Area 51 via the reference. I just felt like DEO-SPEED was something I never really used and I never even tried, so I figured let's give it a try. It's actually not a bad Pokemon to set up offensively. It outspeeds Scarfers, which is really, really good. I think it outspeeds around the 100s at least. Scarfers. I don't know if it goes anything higher than 100, 105 for speed, but we'll have to just wait and see into the matchups. But the Axis Speed is able to just take advantage of any speed tier in any matchup, which I think is really, really great. And it takes advantage of it really well. And I'm very much looking forward to trying this thing. Gave me Stealth Rocks, gave me Spikes, a jack of all trades kind of mon, which I think is really cool. Going to round two, I seriously wanted Superior because that was going to be my Terra Captain, but literally the pick right before me, Superior gets sniped. And my the person that sniped it was very smart because they realized that that was not going to make it back to round three. And I was gonna actually think about grabbing it round three, but decided to go round two because it would have been safer. But of course, when I make that change of that decision, I end up getting sniped of the Pokemon. So very much not a happy day for ya boy. So I ended up going with Meowscarada. Now Meowscarada I think serves kind of almost the same role as Superior to some extent. But I think with Meowscarada, it serves it better as an offensive breaker versus the special breaker that I was going to have superior. Access to triple axle now this gen is really amazing. This thing can kind of beat its counters very, very well, and I'm very excited to use Meow. I have actually never drafted Meow. I've only used Meow in teams that I've taken over, and I've ever actually never used it on Showdown. I've only used it on Wi-Fi, so it's gonna be very interesting to see how well we use Meow this season. Oh wait, no, I did draft Meow one time actually. I did I? Yeah, I think I did. I don't know. I'm losing track of my memory. We're gonna name it Sneaky after, of course, but my cat that's actually laying right next to me and petting me with his paw. Up next, I wanted a good steel type because I have a really massive fairy and bug weakness I'm going to start developing here, and I want one of the best counters to both worlds. I grabbed Heatran. I've never drafted Heatran, really. I personally don't like Heatran. I don't like the quad weakness in ground, when ground is one of the most common typings in draft. But as I kind of look forward, this thing's only realistically weak to three typings out there. And this was a mon I was heavily debating on being a Terra Captain because I do think with Flash Fire opens up a lot of possibilities for this Pokemon, which I think is really, really great. Overall, I do like Heatran for what it can offer to a team. It's a really good defensive steal, but also a good offensive steal. It's also an offensive fire, which is really good. Decent enough speed here to actually take advantage of in certain matchups as well. and just trapping sets are really good. So very excited to try Heatran for the first time. Quackable, I'm not gonna talk too much about that because we have kind of used it here and there. I do love Quackable. It is one of the best spinners in the game and has also got access to triple axle now. So it actually can beat certain counters out there, which is really, really good. And Ice Spinner is still an option. Flip turn for momentum, which is great for this Pokemon as well. And again, another spinner with an option to rapid spin, which is really important for this team since we didn't have any way to remove hazards at this point in time. Next we have Sylveon. You've seen me use Sylveon time and time again. Sylveon, I felt like I won a really good like defensive fairy, and this is one of the few good ones left. I was almost debating on potentially taking Gardevoir because I love Gardevoir very much. It's just a great Pokemon. I've used it so well in just the two times I've used it. But Sylveon, I felt like it fit this team a little bit good, and I was really wanting to try it, and felt it was really nice. Gengar, I've used it a little bit of countless of times, but this was supposed to be Clodsire, but I literally got two picks before me sniped off Clodsire. It would give me a really great ground, a good grounded poison, and overall more Stealth Rocks, more Spikes, and more T-Spikes. Even though I already have T-Spikes with Meow, but I want really Meow to be my T-Spiker. Gengar can kind of fit that role T-Spike because in some matches, if I only really need my dual stab, like sub and then T-Spikes with Black Sludge, I can do that. But Gengar, I really didn't want to pick it up, but it was like one of the best options left. And plus, they did have a lot of special attackers, and Gengar is one of the most Premier League special attackers in the entire format. So I felt like this was a good fine fit for the team. And again, it gave me another speed tier, which I did not have good speed tier going into this. I had the 180 to 123, and now base 110, which is really, really good. Fall down for the base 115, which I think was a little bit of a weird niche pickup, but it's a good pickup nonetheless. We have Cincino here, which got massive buffs, got access to knockoff, triple axle, and now the more important broken move that it got this gen in Tidy Up. Now, Tidy Up, if you guys don't know, basically removes all the hazards on the field. So it's almost like defog slash rapid spin, but basically defog essential. It goes past Golden Go, which is really, really good. But it basically also gives you a Dragon Dance setup move, which is really, really good. And I was thinking about seeing if I want to try this thing with Terra, but at the same time, it was just like there's so many better options for Terra, and I felt like those options would have been a lot better. So I decided to go with Cincinnati as it is, and just see how well it is by itself, and see if it needs Terra to be broken or not. So very excited to try Cincino. It's gonna be a very unique mod. I've never tried it before. Never tried it before, but it's gonna be very interesting to see how well we use it this season. We're gonna name it Broom because it's gonna sweep the competition. Up next is my Terra Captain AC/DC because it's a rock because they are the ones that came up with the song Thunder. You know that. Even though I could have named it Thunder, but I kind of like AC/DC depending on which the rock band. This was going to be Hydreigon, but literally in the round I was going to pick Hydreigon. That thing went out, and the reason why I was fine picking up a secondary Dark was that this was most likely going to always Terra immediately, and it was going to basically act as a dragon. So that was also another thing too. I was really looking forward to using Terra Fire, Terra Electric, Terra Poison, just really good, typings to take advantage of that Levitate and setup option that I couldn't have had. But literally got sniped of that, and that kind of sucked. So I went with what probably was the better option. Again, Heatran is arguably something that's also better. I might debate on Heatran, but you're also gonna see I have no electric immunity on this draft at all, so I needed something that at least got rid of electrics. With so Meow is not fully pressured because Meow could easily get 2 to 3 KO super easily depending on the electric type. So I went with Thunders to get that electric immunity. It's still a not bad Pokemon. Gives me another special breaker, so I can have good special offense on this team. As my team is a little bit more now balanced one, which is really good. But overall, I love the option that Thunders offers me here. Agility sets are really good. Nasty Plot 3 attacks can really go in. And there's other cool Terra types, Terra Flying, Terra Water. That's really good for offensive and defensive typings because, again, I take advantage of that Volt Absorb, which is really, really good. Just overall, it's gonna be very interesting how well we use it this season. Hopefully, I use it better than the last time I used it. Last time I used it, didn't get to really pop off with this thing as much as I would have liked, but it still did good. So I'm hoping to do the same here this season, but this time a little bit better. And last but not least, we have Cragno, which I'm not gonna really talk about too much. I have a new MPLD league, which as we're recording this video, I'm actually going to be playing my playoff game here later today, so get ready for that in the tomorrow's video, most likely, probably tomorrow or Fridays. But I'm very excited to play in this league. It's run by my good friend Owen. And real quick about Cragno, it's a spinner, good another defensive ice type, freeze dried, help with bulky waters, which we kind of struggle a tiny bit with. But yeah, very excited for this season. Hoping to play a lot of new faces and a lot of new people I haven't played before. And very excited to see how we do this season. I am definitely kind of bulking up on the leagues right now, so definitely hoping that I can be able to stay up to date with it. I would hate to drop a league just because I'm getting burned out or anything like that, but I'm ready to get on the grind and probably not gonna join any more leagues. I mean, there's one more league that I am actually drafting in right now that we will plan to record and upload as well to this season. But after that league, I'm not doing it anymore. Like I'm finishing out whatever leagues I'm in right now, and then you're gonna wait until at least over half of them drop, or at least majority of them drop. So well, by drop, I mean by finish is what I mean. But yeah, that's gonna be our team, guys. Let me know in the comments section below what you think is the best mod on our team and what you think is gonna be amazing on this squad and what you think it could have been better. Like I said, ground no having ground type, no ground type is gonna be actually really rough for us, and I think potentially not the best synergy on this team. But I think there's some really good things to this team. There's good pivoting, there's good offense, there's good defense. So it'll be interesting to see how well we do this season. But yeah, like, comment, share, subscribe, and I will see you guys for week 1. And until next time, guys, peace.